and the limitation is there. When you break open the depth cognition, the higher dimensions, like for example, you see a movie, you can see only the maximum the depth dimension, but you can also experience the five senses. Then multidimensional, you can experience something touches you, you can smell it, and those multidimension can happen when you are in the higher reality, experiencing the consciousness. Bhagavan says, taking Haritaki makes more oxygen happen in your brain, which opens the subtle grooves to understand this greater science. For you to reflect the consciousness into your all this where Sugriva was hiding and win with him, fight a war and win a war. And he will tell you how he can reach Sita and how Ravana, where Ravana has taken Sita. So beautifully, the unknown places were simply revealed by Kadamba, the power of third eye. And this is from Valmiki Ramayan, the Sarga 72. Bhagavan beautifully explains in Akashic reading about the birth and death, especially the birth, how it is only the birth of the mind. There is no birth or death of the body. The body, we only go and we make it, either we bury it or burn it. But the death of the mind, which is the birth and death, which does not exist when you understand you are consciousness. Because we don't understand, we are living in the mind, it gives us a root shock to wake up to the higher reality. Now Bhagavan is beautifully giving us the higher reality, how the birth happens.
The drop feels it is floating, swimming, drowning, dissolving, or disappearing. The drop is always the part of the whole ocean. Whenever you accept the greed to experience different states of your own being, whenever you are afraid of different states of your own being, you create different states of consciousness to fulfill your fear or greed. That is what you call waking state, dream state, deep sleep state. The fourth state and the crisscrossing of all these four states, creates 16 states, and above all, the ultimate state is Turyadita, beyond all these four. In that, you experience you are always, you were, you are, you will be part of the whole. And this realization is a mandatory, basic necessity for every soul which started feeling out of delusion it is separated from the whole. The birth, as you think, never happens. It is just the different states of consciousness creating the kaleidoscopic effect and showing you the universe and the world in a different space, because the kaleidoscopic effect which you create attracts your attention so much by creating fear or greed. You forget to look into the first person and see you will ever remain as the part of the source, can never move out of the source. The source exists in source. So where is the question of birth?
With that, let's go to beautifully Bhagavan explained how the question does not exist. The day the birth be a grass or a fish, assume that we are not part of the whole, and we assumed it. and we are spaces, different places to experience the oneness and merge into the Paramashiva space. And of all the 84 million species, we have the human birth, and we are here with Paramashiva as our Guru, God Himself as our Guru, surrendering to Him and understanding the very purpose of our life, merge into Him and become oneness with Him, manifesting the powers of Paramashiva. Here Ma Ida says from Sweden, today did Shakti of Akashic reading. I decided I wanted to do on my own rather than the partner. So she says, I asked Swamiji what region in India is Varanasi is located, and the answer was Uttar Pradesh. And she got it, the word Udar, and very close to what she experienced as the oneness with Paramashiva. Now you can write down some places where you have no idea where they are, and simply you can experience the oneness with Paramashiva, manifest the higher science, higher reality, and experience the Paramashiva space, manifesting the powers of Akashic reading. You can have a paper and pen. If you have the Nananjan, apply on your third eye and your temple. And whatever questions you write very clearly the places you have no idea where it is from, which state or which country or whatever your questions are, write it very clearly, precisely, so that when you get the answer beyond your five senses, learning from the five senses. Now let's sit straight with the head, neck and spine in a straight line. Bring Paramashiva all that darshan, diksha, initiation, powerful cognition, Venkateshwara, Kalabhairava, all that Bhagavan gives us, Parashakti. Bring to your third eye and sit as Parashakti. And with your 25 heads and 75 eyes and 55, continuously unclutch from everything. Bhagavan says, unclutch is like how you burn a dead body. The stick that you use for the dead bodies to burn continuously so that everything is taken care. Finally, you throw the stick also and it gets burnt. Same way, you hold the context, you give the mind something called unclutch, and constantly when you unclutch, you understand that you are Paramashiva. It's like you are the screen. You are not touched by anything which is happening. How in the dream, when you have a fracture or something happens, all you do is when you wake up, you just walk out of the bed. Nothing else. You just say, oh my God, it was just a dream. And same way, you can wake up from this, whatever confusion, chaos, pain, misery issue or relation issue, anything that you're experiencing, nothing is going to vanish off, but the way you perceive is going to go away. All the pains and all that moves away, and only auspiciousness and abundance is the experience of understanding you are Paramashiva. When you become simply empty, Paramashiva will auspicious abundance, and you will attract the right things and everything will set omnipresent, omniscience. You are that. You are the God and goddesses. Powerful space. And chant the Mahavakya, entangling with Bhagavan in the oneness space, the quantum space, who you are, the frequency, the quantum, the Paramashiva, the spirit, the consciousness, who you are, and chant the Mahavakya to raise your frequency. And the key of power manifestation is listening. Again and again, when you simply get into the listening is the third eye itself, experiencing the higher reality. When you deeply recognizing your Paramashiva space, and more you recognize, you simply fall experiencing oneness, and whatever you need to manifest, have to 4 seconds. Yes, it is seconds. Experience and manifest all the powers of Paramashiva. So please, everything, sit straight with your head, neck and spine in a straight line. Chant the Mahavakya continuously from your navel center, your whole being vibrating, getting absorbed by Paramashiva, getting into the oneness space of Paramashiva, and deeply, whatever you're chanting, listen to the chanting again and again. Bring your mind to the listening. That is the Tyaga. That is the biggest Sarvapara Tyagi, is to bring your mind only to the listening space. And simply you will manifest all the powers of Paramashiva. Let's start chanting the Mahavakya.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour. Let the Varni open up. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
So beautiful. Whatever Paramashiva has shown, please go ahead and verify authentically with your partner or with the Google. If you've taken timestamp, whatever you've written, now you can take with the timestamp what Google is. You can post it, how it's so perfect. Or you can write how you experience the oneness with Paramashiva. All this greater truth, when we authentically starts manifesting, we start understanding Paramashiva is real. Consciousness is the way we exist even today. All that which is functioning in our body, such a complicated system, is still happening as Paramashiva is real. Once the minute the body, the soul leaves the body, it is a dead body, all the function simply stops. Nothing could help. Even if you are in the emergency room, even if you're there, right there with 10 doctors helping you, nothing can be stopped. The minute it is gone, it is gone. All we can do is when we are consciously here and consciously we are in the body, using this body, we can recognize Paramashiva is real, not the mind. The mind is only an obsessive, compulsive, reactionary space which keeps on throwing tantrum. That is not us. There is something beyond that which exists, the uncluttered space, the blissful space, who we are. Bhagavan says, Satchitananda, we are the truth, and the truth is I am Paramashiva, and that is Ananda, eternal bliss. That is what Bhagavan gives us again and again, the higher consciousness, higher cognitions to make us understand that we are the blissful being, we are the eternal blissful being. Like it's saying, you are the ultimate, you are the creator. You will simply stop having the fear, greed, guilt, all that, and you'll understand Paramashiva is manifesting in me as Parama, Para, Paramashiva or Sundakti, a higher reality, that consciousness is real and it is not required. Bhagavan says, you are not required for your life. We need only Paramashiva. And all that Bhagavan holds, ask him. He says, I don't know who I am other than Arunagiri Yogeshwara. The simple, humble space that Bhagavan says, how we need to experience oneness with Paramashiva. Simply we will manifest the Akashic reading. When you unclutch from your identity, simply you will be able to see greater reality as your existential reality. For few meditation space of few minutes, let's sit straight with your head, neck and spine in a straight line. Again and again, get into the Nirvikalpa Samadhi space, consciously entering into the deep sleep. Unclutching thoughts, holding Paramashiva is real, with a deep listening. Let's start the second cycle, manifesting the powers of Akashic reading.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om
Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.